Okay, welcome to JK. Today we're talking about the Joker controversy and what does it all mean?
Why it's dumb.
Was the Joker movie glorifying incel aggressive behavior?
No.
So this isn't Conspiracy Corner, it's Social Justice League. Where we are a group of very different, diverse individuals that have different opinions.
Yeah, that.
That one.
Yeah, that one. That show.
And let's talk about social things.
Justice.
Specifically the Joker movie and why people that have an opinion about it probably didn't watch it.
I don't like how he's a white male.
True. And he's straight.
That's racist and cis-dominant.
Just kidding.
Obvious spoiler warning for Joker. You haven't seen it. We're gonna talk all kinds of stuff.
So if you didn't watch it, fuck you.
Yeah, or you probably shouldn't be watching the video.
Now, quick thing, because I actually haven't talked to you about this. Do you think he actually killed the woman?
No.
I think the woman was a figment of the imagination.
Yeah.
Totally?
Oh no, not at the last moment.
No, I'm talking about the last one when he comes back and she's like, I know you, you're across the way, whatever, and they cut away. My impression was that he killed her, but they didn't want to show him killing the girl and the...
I don't think he killed her.
He just walked away?
Showed that they had one incident together at all, which was him breaking into her house.
Right. To me, I took that away as he actually did kill her and they cut it away.
Realization that it was an imagination and he's like, I'm going crazy. And that's his self-awareness moment. And then he's walking away like that never happened.
Remember when he let the very, very, very short man go? I call him the very,
very, very, very short man.
So he let that guy go. Why? Because he was nice.
He was nice.
And the woman was always nice to him. So I think
From that one incident, she was nice to him, but I think that that's more than enough for him to be like. Plus, I don't think he ever harbored any ill feelings toward her. But I did, that was.
I thought, because so that whole scene when he's sitting down and realizing, and then it's cutting back and forth from that being an imagination. I thought that's what he was experiencing. Like, hold on, that didn't really happen.
More for the audience.
And then he walked away.
I never thought that he killed her though. Like that was never something that I really thought that.
But I did think he killed the last person that was asking him questions.
Oh yeah.
because there was blood on the shoes, which was
that
fucking dopely shot.
Yeah, that was a gorgeous last shot. Yeah. But as far as because I saw a lot of arguments leading up to the movie, and I try not to read these articles because I feel like it kind of taints the way you go into a movie and watch it.
I never fucking read reviews before I watch a movie.
It wasn't even fucking reviews. These were like tweets and shit like that. They were like, the Joker's gonna inspire incel behavior. Like this is their hero and stuff like that. And then I watched the movie and I was like, honestly, if you're looking for that message in the movie, then yeah, it's there. But that can be said for a lot of other fucking things.
This did not glorify shit.
I don't think so either. I think that if you are a person that already has those thoughts and stuff like that, you can make that, kind of in the way that he builds his own fantasy world, you can make that kind of the thing. But I don't think that it's saying like, oh yeah, like the unstable people on the edge are like the people you should admire. I think that it's kind of like it's a character study, but it's not glorifying.
Well, Nikki struggles with anxiety and depression. She was telling me after the movie that the thing that he did after he murdered that guy and he's like fucking dancing, she does that to kind of get herself out of a headspace sometimes.
Yeah, I do.
It was a calming thing for him.
Right.
To be like, let me get down from this high that I have.
You mean that dance there?
Yeah.
Which is
There's a few dances. Yeah, I think they're talking about the bathroom one after the
bathroom one where he goes into the public bathroom and he's like looking at
After
himself
he
in the
killed
mirror.
the three, right?
The first time, yeah.
And some of the reviews I read, people said that he's like, it's like so quick he's a crazy person. He's doing a dance after he killed somebody.
Because it makes him like, oh, he's glorified. He's like, oh, I'm celebrating this. He wasn't celebrating it. He was.
So whenever I have bad thoughts, where I get really self-loathing and some shit happens, I have to break up my thoughts by just you're throwing on a dance or I really related to that moment where I was like, holy fuck, I do that and the same feeling, the same intention. It wasn't just all of a sudden he's crazy.
You're getting it off your chest.
Getting it out, yeah. And completely clearing your mind. Okay, I've been too heavy, I need to shake it out in
Because I got the feeling he was horrified at what he did. Because that's the immediate feeling that I got from the scene. I was like, oh yeah, this is fucking the way it's shot and everything, the visual language of
sound
it.
too.
It's fucking terrifying, and it's not a thing where he was just oh sick, I showed them who's boss. It was just kind of oh fuck, this is the gross reality of what you think a
I don't
vigilante.
know he got glorified until the end when he actually became full Joker. That first one wasn't. Oh, what was yours? Yeah.
I took that as empowerment. So that was the first time he turned around and stepped up to his bullies, and then he started to celebrate because that was his performance. Ta-da! Like that's what he became known for. So you see the evolution of positive reinforcement for him standing up.
I think later that happened.
Yeah. It happened that scene because I think right after that scene he didn't go off and continue being Joker. He went back to trying to.
But yeah, I think that was like the first step.
Yeah, it was the first step. It was the first step.
And that, because I mean that's when he first killed someone for being bullies, right? And then so I took that dance as not a victory dance, but in his twisted mind he was performing and it's not him. It's his alter ego performing and scene, you know?
Yeah, I got that when he shot Robert De Niro. Robert
De Niro, that was him being like, I'm good.
What did you guys think about how when you're watching it, you're thinking like, wow, are they basically saying like you should look up to this guy, like this person who's criminally insane, you should look up to?
I didn't sympathize with him at all, actually.
I didn't get that. I did sympathize, I guess, with some of, like, in the beginning of the movie, the way that he's kind of painted as like this very misunderstood, very troubled, very hurt person.
He's trying to take care of his mom.
Yeah, he's an underdog.
He's doing a lot of things in the beginning, but I mean, like, there's a lot of things that he does that have consequences throughout the rest of the film that make me feel like, oh, this guy's.
You can't use mental health to just excuse. I don't think they did that.
Like the whole fucking city's on fire by the end of the thing. Like it touched off all the civil unrest and stuff like that. Like
at no point did I feel like, oh, but it's okay because he has these mental health issues. It was like very like, look how it affects this person, how sad it is.
It's like being mean to other people in society, like, can cause like, you know, bigger repercussions to other things. But I never got the feeling. I never felt like
you guys didn't feel like let's burn the city down.
No, because I think to me, like, I feel like it further proves how I feel is like people aren't born evil. People are just made to be evil. So like the people around him just literally bullied him to the point where he just went insane.
And it didn't justify what he did at all. It just is like it clicked it.
Yeah, because you're supposed to feel tragic, like, damn, look at what he's been through and what he has to express now because he's been through it, versus it being like, yeah, get the man. Like, we weren't like the rioters at the end. It's more like a shit. Like, you could have been all right, man, if you did have that girlfriend, if you did have.
But at the same time, like the visual language and the way that the film is produced and made, it's got that horror vibe to all of it, where you don't feel good when any of these things happen. Like
I do.
Triumphant thing. Well, you're a little different.
Even in what was that movie? It wasn't 12 Years a Slave. It was the other one that came out the year after that kind of bombed. The one that was the riot, the uprising. Oh my God, what was the name of that film? Oh my God, it's gonna burn me. But
look it up. Look it up. And while you do, I can take. So what I thought was interesting is that he is not a real person, right? Joker doesn't exist.
Right.
If this was Hitler the movie, and they're like, here's Hitler as a kid getting beat up by Jews, and then here's Hitler like
taking it out on.
Like it's just a different thing when you portray it like that. And if they shot it that viscerally and shit, then I think it would have been fucking nuts to see. But instead, he's a complete comic book villain, so it's not as, I don't know.
I love character study on antiheroes though, because it's so not justified, but you can see why someone turns evil.
Yeah, the motives.
Right,
Yeah.
and I love to study evil because it's all perception, right? And so if you don't understand how someone becomes evil, and you don't, if it's too taboo, then how do you even identify evil when you see it?
Yeah, and they say that evil lives in everyone. It has to be activated somehow. But
no one does.
That's how mob
evil.
mentality starts, is that it gets activated by being in a group.
Well, what they think they're doing is the right thing.
Right, exactly.
So in Joker's side, he's like, the world is actually mean and corrupt and fake. I'm just bringing it out. I'm just bringing out the truth.
This kind of thinking is exactly what the show Mindhunter is about, which is like, 30 years ago, people weren't open to even talking to people who were nuts, right?
They're just like, they're just crazy.
Why would you want to talk to a killer? He's nuts. Like, what are you trying to find out about a killer for? Like, instead of trying to understand, it was like, let's write them off and just not worry about it. Not
just lock them away or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, coming back to it, people I think look at that analyzation of a character and be like, oh, we're sympathetic to him. Like, no, there's a difference. There's a very distinct
Well, that's a fucking low-ass brain.
It's a backwards way of thinking. It's the same way they used to think about criminals.
They have like a blanket statement for everything, and they think that everyone will perceive it the same exact way that they do.
Yeah.
And that's fucking stupid.
I guess like people who are scared would think the same exact way.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's easier to write it off though, like you're saying.
So what's one of the things that are people are afraid of? Do you think it like incel behavior?
They don't want it to start a movement.
I think it's giving them a figurehead, and they're worried that like giving the symbol of like people that identify with the traits that you see in the first half of the movie, identifying with this person, and then justifying the rest of his actions based on the first half of the movie. That kind of like character is something that people can get behind. I think that's what people are worried about.
And they feel like the people like that Colorado shooter who called himself the Joker or whatever, like they feel like people are already kind of somebody already used the Joker fucking likeness to commit a terrible act, and so they're going like, holy shit, this is gonna start a whole bunch of those.
But again, like it's like you could make that argument with like any fucking villain that you've ever written in the past. How many?
Or ICP fans.
Yeah.
People don't know how lazy people are either.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, like in Inglourious Bastards, what's his face that played the Nazi guy?
Oh, Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, was so good at that, and he was very likable as a Nazi. People didn't just go out and become Nazis after that.
Right.
True.
Like it's just people are able to separate fiction from.
Yeah, I mean, and crazy people will find symbolism
No
in
matter what,
anything.
exactly.
Crazy people are crazy.
Dude, look who shot Reagan, right? The guy was convinced that he was doing this for Jodie Foster.
Yeah. He had all the fucking TV screens in his room just watching fucking Jodie Foster.
Fucking psychopath.
Celebrity stalkers that say, like, you mean like the guy that killed Selena, right? Was it her manager?
No, it was her own manager who did that.
Okay,
and
well,
she actually loved her, or claimed to have loved her.
But there was a fan that killed a musician.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't Selena.
Because they're like, you can't have them.
There's other things like that.
Yeah, there's like crazy.
Like there was a meet and greet with
Christina Grimmie.
Yeah, Christina Grimmie, where some fucking fan just went up and shot her in the face. Like, it was fucking like, what the fuck?
He thought that she rejected him or some shit.
Yeah, just fucking nutso people, right? And it's like,
They'll find symbolism in
what do
anything.
you point to in that? And it's like you could try and tie it to it, and I mean, you could try and tie
The
it to
Rooster
it.
Teeth dude. That guy broke into their house and tried to kill him.
Oh yeah.
And he had like a whole vlog before he went in there.
So, I mean, what behavior were those people supposed to fix? Or like, what was Jodie Foster supposed to do? Stop acting?
exactly.
Like, it's just like, there's nothing you can do when a crazy person's crazy.
Plus, art is just a reflection of life. Like, yeah, it represents people in the world that have mental health issues, and that this is a way it could go, a direction it could go. But it's still just a reflection of life in an artistic form.
But even beyond that, I never even took that interpretation that everyone else is like talking about here, because at the end of the movie, it felt like very much of what the source material was, where Joker says that his backstory, he prefers multiple choice, meaning that not one of those stories is actually his story, or all of them can be his story, kind of a thing. It's kind of like a vague kind of a thing of like, oh, which one is my origin? Is it this like thing with the girl? Is it this thing with being a clown? Is it this thing with like, being beat down by society? Is it this thing with the fucking, what was it, the Bruce Wayne bullshit that was going on?
Bastard son.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like some of those storylines got so ridiculous to a point where it's like, yeah, this, like, that is what Joker is, and this is going beyond like the controversy and more about like the narrative of what Joker the character is, which is not someone who has reason at all.
I just like that De Niro's character somehow had footage of a random open mic and then decided to play it.
And it's funny because in that movie you can make it do that and be like, no, it's just it's his memories.
Plus, it's not like everyone had cameras back then in the 80s,
Yeah, I know.
early 80s.
And what are you gonna do? You're gonna sit there, you're gonna take it into like the black room and then the dark room, develop it. Send it off to your show. Go and play that on your room. Because it's like the 70s, some shit like that, right?
Yeah, they had like one of those big fucking shoulder mount cameras.
Yeah, exactly.
And then really clear shots of him doing bombing on stage.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure the guy filming would just be like, oh, this is
But
bad.
Joaquin Phoenix, though, how skinny he
Did
got.
all of it.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
True fucking method guy, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize he was in Gladiator.
Yeah, I hated him on Gladiator. And that's how I know he's fucking good.
Yeah.
When I can hate a villain.
Then he was in Her and like,
I feel bad for him too, because you see all his like interviews where he was like talking about the Joker character, and they're trying to like push this like, so what do you think about like this narrative? And he's just like, no, what the fuck? I'm here to talk about the movie. What the
He's like, how about when I did this in Gladiator? Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I just feel bad because I know he put a lot of work into that role as like becoming that character and stuff, and people would be like, well, don't you think this is gonna ruin everyone's lives? It's like, what?
Well, it made $1 billion, so the joke's on them. The joke's on them. I hate it. Okay, I take it back.
Nope, it's yours now.
You gotta stop on that one. Yeah. The joke's on them.